And we're live. How you doing, Joey?
Hey man, doing good. You?
Good, man. I'm glad we're having this conversation today. Um, I first came across you when you did the Sarge's Corner. James is a great guy. That was a good conversation you guys had. And then obviously I checked out some of your Facebook gaming, and my first question is like Facebook gaming, like of all the streaming platforms, that's one like no one normally considers. But
Right.
you're on it about 2 years now.
That's
Just
right.
over 2 years. Yeah.
Yep.
What's the
Yeah,
story there,
Facebook.
man? How come?
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. Normally when I tell people like that I know in person, they're like, "Oh, you're stream." So like, you mean Twitch? And I'm like, "No, it's Facebook gaming." And they're like, "Oh, I didn't know people streamed on Facebook gaming." Yeah. So Facebook gaming was still very fresh and early in its infancy when I started streaming. That was pretty much the main reason why I wanted to start on it. There were a couple of streamers that I knew of that were on Facebook that I really looked up to. Like my number one favorite streamer and person I looked up to the most is Stone Mountain 64, and he was like the head dude on Facebook.
I know about that guy. He's big dude.
Big dude, yes. And basically, I was like, oh, he streams on there. That's pretty cool. And the idea of a growing platform, there's going to be a lot of bumps along the way, growing pains. But I figured, you know what, starting up with that and essentially investing in it would have been a good idea because it's likely going to be big at some point. And sure enough, in the past 2 years that I've been streaming on that platform, it's had a lot of different ups and downs, but it's been growing, man. It's been growing, and it's it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of good to get in those things early. Like the lads who got on YouTube at the start kind of dominated. So I kicked myself out of the call for a second there.
So I was like,
I still seen it. Yeah, I went to click on Stone Mountain because I actually have my bookmarks.
Oh, right on.
And then I was going to pull them up on screen, but whatever. Yeah, it's kind of good to get in on these things early.
For sure, absolutely.
You see everything, dude. You see it in sports. You see it in especially like the streaming platforms. Like people who are early on to Twitch, they're rolling in it right now. They're rolling in it.
And same with YouTube, like YouTubers, like just in general that
PewDiePie,
upload videos and do it. Yep, they stuck with it, and look where they are now. And obviously, it's not just a platform; you have to put in the work yourself. Obviously, growing with the platform was my number one thing, and yeah, it's going good so far.
So far, so good, man. Yeah. What kind of growth you seeing at the moment? I seen like when you started doing WrestleMania, you kind of exploded.
Yeah, so I originally started with Call of Duty is where I started, but I knew that Call of Duty was pretty, not necessarily oversaturated, but I wanted to be a little bit different. So I actually started out with Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies, and
that's good.
I would stream doing like the solo Easter egg runs, and a couple weeks in, I finally managed to do the solo Easter egg. I'm like, okay, cool. Now what do I do? And then I moved on to another map, and by then Blackout was becoming really big. Like the brand new battle royale from Call of Duty. And I was like, man, I kind of want to play it. I love multiplayer. I just don't stream it because I don't know if I'd be, very good at it on stream. But then I decided to get into that. And then Zombies kind of took a bit of a back seat. And then I all of a sudden I'm a Call of Duty multiplayer streamer, Blackout streamer. And, it is what it is. I was growing little by little, month after month. Nothing super extravagant, but still building. Around that time, though, I found a community called Pipeline that's actually was created by Stone Mountain 64 and Snoopy. And
Who's Snoopy?
Snoopy, he used to play League of Legends, MLG. If you Google him, you'll see him and be like, oh shit, yeah, that guy. He's they're both awesome human beings. Anyways. That played a key role in helping me actually grow an audience, because they actually teach you like what to look for, like look for in streaming, like what you need to do, how to manage an audience, how to be engaging, everything you can think about to grow as a streamer. They lay it out for you. It's pretty awesome. Networking opportunities, meeting new people, meeting new streamers, and building that way was pretty successful for myself. And yeah, sorry, this is very long-winded, but starting this year, I decided to change it up because Call of Duty was getting very stale for me, and I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I was at the beginning. So I decided to do New Year's resolution first week of 2021, I'm going to play a different game every day. It's going to be random. It's going to be awesome. And literally the first game I picked was WWE. And the first stream I had, huge numbers. Yeah. And I'm like, what is happening? Where is this coming from? And so I was like, okay, I'm going to put that in my back pocket. I'm going to continue on with my weekly thing. And I played some other games and whatever. It was a lot of fun. And after the week was done, I decided to go back to, stick with WWE. And people love it, man. And I'm like, okay, there's WWE, a lot of WWE streamers on Facebook. I see it. How can I be different? And so what I try to do is, do something that people don't always do. Like like commentating, and I, put my own little spin on it. And it's been going really, really well. And so, yeah, so in a sense, it kind of exploded. But, my goal is to keep it consistent and to continue growing rather than just like, oh, yeah, hit big numbers. I'm just gonna stop now. Stop, So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Like, are you interested in like fighting, UFC, wrestling?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you get into it?
So I've loved WWE since I was like young, like, Attitude Era, all that stuff. I watched it.
And you've done wrestling before, right? Not pro wrestling.
Like I was on wrestling. Yeah. I was on the wrestling team in high school, grade 10, I think 9, 10, and 12. I think I did 3 years of it. I did fairly well in my weight class. It was pretty good. But no pro wrestling or anything.
What weight class? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, I don't even. Oh my god, I don't know if they have names or what. It was like the smallest weight class. That's what it was. Right. I'm a short dude. I'm like 5'3". So then I was even tinier in high school. So the light, we'll say the lightweight, if that was a thing. And yeah, so where was I headed now? Oh yeah, I was a big WWE fan, and I had stopped watching it, and just recently I got back into it, and I didn't ever made the connection that I could use a passion for wrestling in streaming. I was just like, oh, well, I don't play the WWE games, so why would I stream that? And the two mixed together were freaking awesome. I am a UFC, I was a UFC fan, not so much anymore. I don't watch it, but I have huge respect for UFC as well.
What made you leave it like?
Well, I moved away from my hometown where I'm located now, because I did move back, and I don't know, I kind of took on a different path. Like I even stopped gaming for a little while too. Like there was
everything okay,
right? I don't even know what the heck. Biggest mistake of my life. No, it was all right. I moved away and I worked sales, and I don't know, I just kind of went through a different phase, but it all came back, of course, thankfully.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things like in life you fall into and fall out of. Mm-hmm. They'll never be planned. What was kind of going on in the UFC when you came out of it? Because I've just gotten into the UFC in the last couple months.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the time when I was watching, they had the first season of the Ultimate Fighter. I don't even know if they do that anymore. It was like
it's not on at the moment. It's coming back though.
Oh, it is coming back? Okay. Yeah, it was like I watched the first 2 seasons of it, where they would, they'd fight and whatever, and then get voted off, and then the winner gets to have a fight at the UFC pay-per-view or whatever. It was George St. Pierre and oh god, I don't even remember the names.
Do you know, was Chris Lepin still fighting? He's the guy who has short hair and it was all dyed red. He might have.
Okay. I don't remember. 100%.
Yeah, but GSP was still going.
GSP was. Oh yeah, he was still huge. Matt Hughes. It was the big fight between him and Matt Hughes. Because then they were the two leaders of the 2 teams in Ultimate Fighter, and then they went head to head. It was awesome. That's when I was really big into it, and then after that I had stopped.
Yeah, it's actually nearly like pro wrestling where they have this kind of storyline built in.
Yeah, they really do. Even though it's legit, it's similar, very similar. Yeah.
But then it dropped away. It's not going on at the moment, but they definitely want it coming back. I know Conor McGregor did a season of it, and that did well.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. You ever consider doing commentary? Because I think you could actually manage with genuine commentary. I was saying that before we started.
I mean, I've never actually considered it. No, because all I really do what I thought I've done when I'm live is I feel like I'm kind of being silly, but doing it seriously in a weird mix and just kind of copying what I've heard in the past. And I think if this were last year or the year before, I probably wouldn't be doing it the same way, because just streaming for 2 years alone and talking to like an audience has improved my speaking so much compared to before I started streaming. Like I used to be a mumbler and I didn't really, you learn these things like subconsciously by doing the things. And I never considered it until now. But I mean, now, yeah, I would consider doing something like that. I don't know how you would even possibly get into that or start that, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think I'm the second person to say it to you. You really have something there. Like the added benefit is you're funny, so I mean,
thanks.
like no one wants to be hearing like, oh, he went for the armbar, oh, he missed it, oh, he just got knocked out, 2 jabs in the face, and he's out.
Yeah,
you want a bit of texture to it, so a bit of something with it.
right.
But yeah, I don't even need to say, like, if anyone's ever seen your commentary in general, it's like a comedy skit basically. Like I was watching some of your I think it was Cold War last night you were playing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. That's a whole other venture. I love COD. It's so good. It's fun because I feel like Call of Duty sparks like fire in people. Like, when, it's so hectic and crazy. So adding my own spin on that, like, oh, this guy will just get all crazy and me.
Yeah. Dude, fucking Call of Duty at the moment. They got some stuff going on. Like there's like the meta at the moment. Like I won't even touch it. Like it's like.
No, go ahead.
Like I played it fairly recently. Well, not fairly recently, maybe a month ago. And I just everyone in the lobby who was doing well had the same gun. It was just mauling.
Yeah,
it was just after like the second season of Warzone kind of time.
Yeah,
and it's like one gun that is just fucked up and they don't fix, and then they fix it and they find the next one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You could argue that there's always been metas, which is true. Like even back in the day, people would always use the one gun, but I think it's weighed more to the extreme now. Like everyone.
Mach 10 was just
because they heard it's really good. Yeah, it is.
In fairness.
Yeah. But I mean, I like to try different things. It sucks when you're straight up using a gun that you're like, oh, I really want to like this gun, but this one's clearly better. Why would I use this one? When I feel like before it was, you had the option like, oh yeah, this is better, but this one could be better if you use this. Yeah.
Yeah, like they all had their own strengths, but like it seems that the last 2 COD games, it's just been like submachine guns are gonna slaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, always. Freaking submachine guns, right?
I was surprised you were saying like something positive about Black Ops 4 because when that came out, people had some mixed opinions. I was on the same boat, thinking it was pretty okay. I loved Blackout. Yeah, I put like half my life in there just to sell
Blackout,
a game.
It was intimidating for me. So I'm like your typical like multiplayer kind of guy. Like I like the respawning, and I'm a huge close quarters. Like submachine gun. I like ARs. I'm a huge sniper into sniping now. Never used to be. But put me in a big open battle royale scene, I'm like this. Like I don't know what it is about knowing that someone might be looking at you and is probably gonna get a headshot off on you. I'm bad at BRs, man. I can't do it. I'm so bad. Yeah. If I'm with a team, I'm a little better, but that's why Blackout I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah. But look, with a team, like the pressure's off you. Like even if you get downed, you're screaming, he's there, and then like your team gets you back.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then they buy you back or something like that. That's handy. But like when it's solo and you get killed out there, you get angry. You turn into the Hulk.
Yeah. And that was actually what I actually used to stream Warzone a lot. That was like my main game, but it got really frustrating. And I decided I have to change something. I have to, because it's my whole mood and mentality. Like it wasn't that like funny, happy-go-lucky Joey that you seen probably yesterday. It was more like effing damn it, stupid.
Yeah, you sit there hunched over, sweating. You get super angry.
Yeah. It sucks.
Man, it happens to everyone. It's rough. But then there's other games you play. Like there's WrestleMania, and number one, I love that. But then like you're not afraid of like stepping outside of your game. Like when you played Valheim, that was a pretty funny stream to watch, because it's just when that game came out, it was just so like out there. It's so you hadn't seen something like it before. That's
right. Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna get it. but then you hear so much about it because it became so big that you can't run away from it. It's over here. This person's talking about it. And, so I broke down, I bought it, and super glad I did because I had a ton of fun.
What was it? It was about 2 million people bought it in the first month, 2 months.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Woo!
For the first,
For indie developers, those guys,
huge.
They're swimming in it. They're swimming in money.
Mm-hmm.
They
gotta keep up with that.
And that's their first game, right?
Their first game?
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but that probably.
That's a group to keep an eye on, though. Like,
yeah.
If anyone can do it, it's them. You play many indie games? Valheim is the only one I've seen.
Offline, yes, but like streaming. So my streaming life and my offline gaming life are very different. Well, not very different, but like I love everything. Like any game, I'll play it. Like on the side, I'm on PlayStation primarily, and I'm a trophy hunter, like getting all the trophies.
You can tell from the shirt, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can tell. And so I go for platinum trophies, and I try to go all the achievements. And yeah, like right now I'm playing through the DLC for the Marvel Avengers game because I think it's awesome. Not something I'd really stream because I don't really see content out of it. It's more of like a personal thing. Me and my buddy, we play a ton of games together, like offline, go for trophies and just have fun. And then I have my stream life where I'm playing Call of Duty and WWE. But yeah, no, I love everything. I can't really name any indies at the moment that I've been playing indie games, but there's been plenty that I've played. Yeah.
And when you're playing offline, because obviously we've done a bit of streaming as well, do you find it like even after doing a stream of playing a game, you might want to relax and play another game after? Like one feels like work, and then one is just like relaxation time, which shouldn't make sense with it being a game,
right? Yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly what it is. Like what I'll do is like I'll stream my WWE, get all hyped up, do my thing, full energy, and then afterwards I'll get off. And I don't know if anyone's heard of. Sometimes to relax, there's a free game called Four Kings Casino and Slots. I just load that up, go spin some slots, play some blackjack. It's done. Yeah,
just click the button, it does the thing for you.
That's it. There's bingo. That one's top notch.
So what would be your top offline game?
It changes.
Like if you didn't want to stream, you just want to hop on, relax. At the moment, what are you playing at the moment besides Avengers?
Now, Avengers, I am hopping onto that Four Kings every once in a while. And I am still playing Call of Duty. I am actually doing Call of Duty offline. So I'm trying to work through the battle pass still. I'm lacking a little bit behind. So Call of Duty, but like casual Call of Duty is kind of what I'm maining right now offline.
Yeah, not bad there. Look, if there's ever a game to play, it's COD. Like ever since maybe like the Modern Warfare days, it's just kind of been a staple of gaming.
Oh yeah.
Or
it's
even
had
World
its
of
ups
War.
and downs, but yep. I've played it. I mean, I've enjoyed every single one. Like I know everyone said Ghost was doo-doo and whatever. It was fine, but I didn't really hate it. It was
COD.
Oh yeah.
From Black Ops 2 to COD Ghost, thinking that they were in the same universe. Imagine how confused I was.
Seriously, yeah. Two different companies.
I was younger. Like I hadn't a fucking clue about anything in COD. I was just like, oh, they're Call of Duty, huh?
That's a lot
and
of
then like, what's with these rods from gods? What's with this guy Raul? What? Yeah, it's been really fun doing interviews because I got to speak to the guy who played Raul.
I seen that. I was looking through your channel and I seen you spoke to him. Obviously James. And there was a few other ones.
A lot of the Cold War cast.
Cold War guys. That's pretty awesome.
Alex from Modern Warfare. Right. It is so weird. It is so weird talking to him. Like,
I bet.
When I had Bruce Thomas on, that was fucking intimidating. That was so scary. Like, you listen to that guy read the phone book. Like, he's got the voice for anything.
Right.
And then Kamar, he looks a bit more intimidating. So it was the same thing again. Because most people don't like intimidate me when they get on, but
right. That guy. All those guys.
Like Russell Adler and then like Menendez. That's rough. Yeah, that'll scare you.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Any characters from games you'd like to meet?
Oh God, yeah, man.
Besides our good friend James.
Yeah, that would be. I would love to meet James in person, man. That would be so awesome. Yeah, Nolan North would be. I would love to meet
Who
him.
wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Right, all of those guys. Troy Baker. I've actually met Steve Bloom at Fan Expo in Toronto. I met him there. I got him to sign something for me. It's pretty cool. I'm probably really gonna forget someone now,
That's not bad though.
yeah, no,
That's a
for
pretty good
sure.
one to meet.
Yeah, he was. It was awesome to meet him. Yeah, no, those are probably my top. Trying to think of like my favorite games. Yeah, no, it's pretty much. I mean, I'd want to meet everyone, but those are my
Yeah,
most highly
in
anticipated.
fairness. Every time you find a good character, you want to meet them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right, we got a question here.
When is your album coming out of metal music? In the year 2085 is when it's coming out, Manuel. I don't write music, unfortunately, but that would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah. Another one's actually giving me a scare here, saying the UFC's already on. Tish. I don't think it is.
Oh, it's pretty early for that to be on.
Yeah, that'd be like one of the earliest cards of all time.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm really surprised like you got out of UFC and then like you have this commentary ability. What's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe it's a sign I'll have to get back into UFC because I'm right back into WWE now. Like WrestleMania is tonight. I'm super looking forward to that. That's going to be great. Well, night 1 and night 2, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should get back into UFC. I don't know anyone. Like I don't know who these people are.
Yeah. One of my first fights to ever see was Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic.
Okay.
Miocic or whatever, and it's like the heavyweight bout, and I was like, bro, this is like modern day gladiators. What am I watching? In fairness, like, boy, you give him sticks, it's gladiators. Like, but yeah, like I went there not knowing anything about it. But I suppose that happens with most sports if you get into them.
That's right. I couldn't tell you golf actually. Oh, football? Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. Nothing. Like I said, golf. I used to be into golf, surprisingly, like in all things, and I loved it. Watched it, was up with everyone, and now it's Masters weekend. And I have no idea who's even playing because I don't follow it anymore.
When I brought up, speaking of pro wrestling, when I brought up the Undertaker earlier, you didn't seem too much of a fan of his. I didn't know about this clip. You said he was like slandering.
Oh
the
yeah,
newer guys. What's that about?
Well, so I love the Undertaker. I do really like the Undertaker. I was just on the boat with people, like the same boat as people that weren't really too fussy about his comments on the Joe Rogan podcast about just saying how like the superstars now and the product is really soft, and which is fine. Like you can criticize and whatever your opinions on the product. It's the more comments about what he was talking about backstage, about how people are more, interested in like the way they look and they're playing video games and stuff like that, when back in his day it was all about you got to have a gun and a knife in your backpack because you want to make sure you're safe because it's a rough life out there. And it's like, okay, cool, why is that a bad thing that now people are not scared of things like that and are enjoying video games and have their own way to mentally be okay rather than that? And it just didn't sit well with me, and it's fine. He can have his own opinions, but it's all good.
I guess he's just getting at like that he thinks people are softer nowadays.
Yeah, and it's that old school mentality that doesn't sit well in certain ways nowadays because people end up sounding like, oh, back in my day, and it's like, okay, it's not your day anymore though, bud. So like evolve, man. Evolve. That. What?
I've never heard someone say that. It's not your day anymore. Woo.
I mean, it sucks, and eventually it won't be my day. Not saying that is my day, but come on, man, you gotta learn to evolve. Yeah. It's like the same people that get mad at technology, like, oh, well, I don't use computers because they're too confusing. Well, man, it's like it's 2021. Computers are like a normal thing. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's my little rant.
No, it's grand. Well, we had a guy show up in like the chat before one of the days we were doing a stream, and he was going on about like, TVs. He thinks like TVs are evil.
Oh,
yeah, that was an experience, and he was legit because he was an older guy. But yeah, it is weird that people like get freaked out by technology.
Yeah, and like I can understand. Yeah, like I can understand like where the thought process goes, but You have to look at the big picture, like what good it's doing, and I think there's more than just it's bad and whatever. I don't know. I can talk about
Yeah.
that forever.
Yeah, that's a whole different podcast altogether.
Yeah.
But do you like Twizzlers? Do you?
I do like Twizzlers. Twizzlers. I just the red ones though. I don't
I'm
like
not
the
even
black
sure
one.
what a Twizzler is.
It's licorice stick. Licorice? Like the
Take a look.
flower. Okay, I'm sure you'll. And then there's like the nubs. They're like the cut up licorice. They're just called nubs. Not nubs. Oh my god, nibs. Nibs, not nubs.
Nubs.
Oh my god. Nibs.
Yeah, that looks alright. I'd probably like that. You have to remember I live out in the sticks, middle of nowhere in
Oh
Ireland.
yeah, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
Which is
So
so cool.
where are you based?
I'm in Canada. Yeah, Ontario, Canada.
Not too bad. What's it like at the moment? Cold?
Actually, well, it's a little raining right now, but warmer than it normally is this time of year.
Yeah, it fucking snowed today here. Yeah, like it was like a sunny week last week. Like I was with my girlfriend, and like for Easter, whatever, we went off. We had loads of walks, whatever, and then the week after, it snowed. Come on,
Like go away, man. It's like
20-degree heat to snow.
Because you guys were in Celsius as well.
Yeah, we're Celsius.
Okay, perfect.
Woo.
So I can
Celsius
actually
gang.
say I was gonna say I could say 20 degrees Celsius and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it hit 20 here like 2 days ago, and then eventually it did get kind of colder afterwards, just like windy and rainy. But I'll take that over snow any day.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I think Canada has a reputation of being like really cold, but when you combine that with the rain, like what we get over here, because we'd be around like the same like latitude,
right?
Or yeah, whatever. Very fucking cold.
I bet.
Yeah.
And it stinks. We so luckily our winter this year was like nothing. Like we barely we had a couple big snowfalls that like not melted, but like weren't really that bad. Like I didn't get stuck once this year with my car, so that's good.
Does that normally happen?
Every year at least it happens like once or twice. Because the snowfall is too much and you gotta like shovel your way out. But no, nothing like that this year. It was pretty good winter. Can't even complain.
Yeah. We just have it like just like a degree below what would be snow. So because it comes down to slush and then flooding and all that.
Yeah.
It's great fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I prefer the snow. I prefer what's going on for you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, tell me about the old guitar collection back there. I was saying before we started, that's a sexy collection.
Yeah, thank you. So that's like the red one there it's an Ibanez. It's my like main guitar. It's the one I've used the most like throughout all my times of playing and whatnot. And it's probably like if I had to rank like my premium guitar or most expensive or whatever, it'd be that one. I've had that for a long time though. This one here, I bought it off eBay before I owned that one. The Dean Explorer was fairly cheap. I don't think it's like anything crazy, but it was really good. And these ones back here actually aren't mine. They're Mrs. Metalman's guitars. So that's her guitar, 2 guitars, and then there's a bass guitar back there. You can't see because my big head's in the way, but yeah.
And bold of me to assume that you might play them. You're not just a collector, you do play them.
I do. I don't play as much as like I used to.
That would be awkward if you didn't play them. You just kind of have
right. It's like guitar, man, air guitar, but I don't really know.
Oh, play us a tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All open strings.
Yeah.
No, I don't really play much anymore. Like, I don't sit down and play full songs. Like, I can pick it up and I can strum a G chord and a D chord and do power chords and palm mute and stuff. Like, it's fine. But I'm not like playing full songs like I used to and stuff like that.
You kind of slowly go over Smoke on the Water.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude. What a song. If you don't know how to play guitar, like that's just kind of your number one fall too.
Yeah. No, it's awesome being able to play guitar. It's like one of those things where I'm really glad I got into. What
about the piano back there?
That's again not like something like I purchased Mrs. Metalman. I know it, but I don't really. can't really play it. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I know how to
Yeah,
read music and I understand like what the notes are, but I can't like play it.
that's fair. Yeah, I had a bit of experience with guitar when I was a bit younger, and
Mm,
then I just fell out of it. I have no idea why. Kind of was in the middle of not doing any sports at the time, and
right.
then got back into a sport. So I guess I fell out of music.
Yeah, that
It's
happens.
it's a hard thing to I mean, keep at, like, because you'll forget it fairly quick.
Oh yeah, like
Like it's pretty
if you're not
realistically,
on top
like
of
it's
it.
it's pretty complicated. You couldn't teach a chimp how to play guitar.
Right. Yeah. Because there's so much that goes into it and there's so many
Yeah,
different styles and so many it's endless.
yeah.
Endless.
I know there's just something so human about music, and
Hmm.
like, how creative we get with it, and yeah. But sadly, we won't be getting a Metalman album anytime soon.
I
Not till 2085, is
was
this?
gonna say never say never unless 2085, then we'll see. I'm
Yeah,
probably how old will I be? Oh my god, it's like 60 years from now. Oh my god, I'll be like 80.
yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I don't know. Your golden years, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the future of your streaming at the moment, where do you see it going? Because do you think the Facebook gaming is going to last? Are you just trying to be like the biggest guy on that? Are you going to? I know you have a YouTube channel as well. Are you going to be more on that, or what's going on?
The plan is like I want to go full-time streaming. Like, I stream like essentially full-time hours. Like, I stream like 5 days a week, like a full-time person would. But I don't stream at my own. Like, I have to stream at the times I stream because I also work. I have a job. That work there, about 30 plus hours a week. So the goal is to be able to support myself, my family, and everything, just strictly streaming and YouTube and all that. Um, I'm trying to find a way right now to grow enough to be able to do that. That's like the ultimate goal. And then, yeah, of course, I'd want to keep going, keep going, keep going, and get to Stone Mountain 64 level. That's like the dream. So that's like that would be the top tier ultimate dream right there for me. We're close to getting Facebook partner, so partner status on Facebook, which is huge. So we're just kind of working on that. YouTube, I haven't really been paying. Not that I haven't been paying attention to it, but hasn't been very active lately. I've been uploading videos here and there, but trying to get more into that, and because the more places you can pop content, the
Oh
more
yeah,
you're driving all that engagement, and more areas you can be generating revenue, and there's so many different things there. So that's ultimately what could lead to going full time. Yeah,
what do
that's
you
the
find
goal.
helps you grow the most? Like, do you collaborate with people, or
I
you
do.
kind
Yeah,
of
I
just post
collaborate.
clips?
So posting clips and offline content is huge. So like whether it's just a tweet or a video or a clip, keeping people engaged when you're not live, I think is good, because then it creates that sense of like, oh, when he's live, I want to go watch him because I've been seeing all these things from him. And now when he's live, we can actually go talk to him or whatever is going on at the time. And I'm sorry, I forget what the rest of your question was there.
What what do you think is helping you grow the most?
Oh, it's help. Okay, yeah. So the offline content, again, like I said, would be the biggest thing. And networking. So networking was really big, especially in the starting days, the starting months of streaming. I went from not knowing anyone to now knowing so many different creators, Facebook, Twitch, mainly to thank Pipeline for that, because we all signed up for it. Now we're all in this place together. We're all growing together.
What's Pipeline?
So Pipeline is a community that was built to essentially help streamers like be successful, how to grow, how to basically teach streamers how to be a streamer. They have what's called the playbook. It's literally like slideshows of like when you're starting, how to figure out your niche, like, or niche, however many people pronounce it differently. What you want to do, what's your goal, set your goals. This is how you do this. This is how you utilize social media. This is how the tech part of streaming, like you're going to need this. Like they go through everything. Plus they've got a Discord server full of Pipeline members. And yeah, you can network. There's so many things that are involved in Pipeline. And I've been in it since day one, since like literally the day it launched, and which was almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago, almost to the day. And yeah, so sticking with them has been a huge part of my growth, like attributing to it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty handy.
Mhm.
I guess we kind of relate, like when we have a guest on and they share it or whatever, or like how big the guest might be. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And
Mhm.
I'd imagine as a streamer, like, collaborations would go a mile.
Oh yes, and the big thing about that too is how to properly approach collaboration. Because there's some people, some people out there that'll be like, hey, they'll go into their chat and be like, hey, we should play sometime, we should collaborate. And it's like, okay, what are you trying to get out of this? Are you just trying to collaborate so that you can get their viewers to watch you? Like, there's things that people don't think of.
Yeah.
Proper collaborations, how to say no to a collaboration because respectfully, it won't work. So how to properly decline a collaboration. There's so many things in there too that are huge.
So let's talk collaboration ethics.
Etiquette. Yeah.
Ethics,
Yeah.
How do you think you should go about it? Because I think you should be aiming for someone who's about 10 to 20% above or below you. Sometimes you can go for a reach if you know them personally, but otherwise, don't be chancing your arm with Dr. Disrespect.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, shoot your shot. I mean, nothing. I don't think there's any harm in that. Like, worst to get is a no. Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
And then they have to there obviously has to be a mutual benefit. Like, if someone really doesn't see a benefit in streaming with that person, respectfully, it's not going to happen. I'd say reaching out in a proper manner, not doing it in someone's live chat while they're already doing their performance. They don't need to answer.
Yeah, private, never public.
Never public.
Unless you're way bigger than them.
Oh yeah,
then it's a big surprise.
It's a big surprise, yeah. DMing is probably your best bet. Or even mingle on social media without even asking. See how you mesh. Sometimes I've never collaborated with Stone Mountain 64, but it's something I would love to do. I have played games with him in the past. We have actually talked, and I've played Among Us with him, a few times, which is pretty cool. And it was great. It was a good time. Taking what you've done and utilizing it and taking advantage of the opportunity and going bigger, giving that person a reason why collaborating would be good. One of my good friends that I met through streaming, his name's Cabroni, and we reached out to I reached out to him. I think, name. Yeah, it's like Jabroni, but Cabroni. I love it. And we, I don't even remember. We met somehow and we're like, oh, we should play games together. And we just clicked. Our personality, we're both silly. We're both, whatever. And we're just funny together. We make these stupid jokes and it's hilarious and people really like it. That's a good collaboration because it's beneficial for both of us. So we add to each other's content and our communities intertwine with each other. Because sometimes if he's live and I'm not, my community will go over there. Or if I'm live and he's not, vice versa. And so that's a good example of good collaboration. But there's so many things that go into it. But yeah.
Well, what's the story with raids? Because I know you can do that in Twitch. Mm-hmm. You can't really do it in YouTube, but on Facebook, can you do that?
Yep. Yeah, you can. You can send people over.
Is it worth doing?
I'm sorry?
Is it worth doing?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think it's always good if there's viewers and you have. I don't think it really matters how many viewers you have, but if there's people that are still willing to watch more content, I always try to send them to people that, I personally think who deserve the support. So I'll send them over to some of my friends, my fellow streamers that I know, just to, show the support. Not everyone's going to go. Not everyone's going to, follow the stream, but I think it's just a nice gesture. And I don't think it matters how many people you send. It's the idea of wanting to share your community and showing the support that matters.
Yeah. It's a thought that counts.
Mm-hmm.
And to anyone who would be looking to get in the streaming now, what advice do you have for them?
Oh man, be open to everything. Don't be closed-minded. Be open. You're gonna go through a ton of ups and downs if you're looking to really make something out of it. There's gonna be times where you're well, this sucks. I am not growing. This is hard, but you have to stick through it. And networking is probably one of the most valuable things you can do. Meeting other people, building relationships, and learning from other people too. Those are huge, huge, huge things that I if I didn't do, I wouldn't be where I am right now at all. So yeah, big.
Yeah. Have you ever had those moments where you're like, is this going to go anywhere?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The first year it was a lot of ups and downs. There was growth, and then there was kind of just stalling, and then growth, and then it would like kind of plateau and just kind of stop, and it was like, oh my god. And then there was a big stretch, even last year, around the time when I was still playing Warzone, and I was just really frustrated, and there was not much going on. There was only a couple of viewers. I was very not motivated like at all, and yeah, I was like, I don't know if like I don't really know, man. This is like a low right now, like a huge low, and I don't know if I can come out of it. And you have to stick through it. You have to be like, all right, I'm gonna keep going, because eventually you'll hit that up again.
Yeah. You need your 10,000 hours.
Yes.
And I feel like you're approaching that very fast because you stream very often. Do you ever
Yeah,
get
I try
burnout?
streams. Yes, yes. I think it hit me hard last year. Actually, burnout in general. It affected me like at work and on stream. And I was like, man, I need to take a break. I did take a break at one point though. I took about a week, and I came back, and that was really nice to do. It's good to take breaks. Right now I'm feeling okay. I don't have burnout right now, but I'm really looking forward to the day I can do this full time though, and just have all my attention toward that rather than, working and doing this. It does take a toll for sure, like mentally and even like physically.
And are you getting there?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's hard to say like, oh, we're almost there. Like,
'Cause I wouldn't know how it works with Facebook at all.
yeah, well, we're on track. We're on track. Like this, essentially, as long as I can support myself and my family while doing this, not including working, then it'll happen. And yeah, so
Yeah, well, power to you.
thank you.
I really hope it works out. Like, because people don't really realize how difficult it can be sometimes.
Mhm.
Like you see someone, they might be getting, a couple hundred views per video, whatever.
Yeah.
That is that's piss in a bucket, man. That's nothing. It really is nothing sometimes.
Yeah.
But it kind of does depend. But like, I'm viewing this through the eyes of like YouTube revenue. Like, I don't know how Facebook works at all. I know people can like donate to you with stars, but I don't know how they work.
Very similar. So you can there's stars. So stars would be like, so you purchase them through Facebook, and they're like currency. So 1 star is equal to like $1 essentially. So if you send 100 stars, that's $1. 500 stars is $5. And and so you send them, and then at the end of the month, Facebook pays you out for X amount of stars, that whatever that converts to in dollars. Once you get to that level of like Facebook partner around that territory, which we've got, you can do ads. So like being monetized on YouTube, very similar, where they're viewing the ads and it's generating a bit of revenue and it accumulates. So that's another thing you can get as a Facebook streamer. And there's and then same goes for like VODs, or like if you're doing offline videos, like say I upload a video that I normally would on YouTube, I upload it to Facebook too. Same thing with ads. It's just exact same as YouTube. But to go full time, you want to do it on Facebook, you want to do it on YouTube, you want to you want to do everything.
Have you tried clips with TikTok yet?
Not yet. I've been really thinking about it like very hard this past couple of days actually, and I really do want to get into it. I really do. I just gotta try to kick myself in the butt to get started on it.
Yeah, we've been the same. Like we posted one clip because it was kind of funny. I was streaming Black Mesa, Half-Life game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there's these enemies or whatever, and if they see you, they blow up. And I fell out of a vent right in front of one, but it was facing the wrong way. So my instant reaction is, "Oh fuck!" and it looks at me, and the video ends.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but that's not the only clip. You think for a podcast we'd have plenty, but making clips is rough. Like you did the episode, whatever you did, whatever the stream. You don't want to be looking through for that funny moments.
I feel that, dude. And then there are some things you can do, like you can like write down the timestamp when that happened. There's certain things you can utilize to help you with that, like clipping. But man, I feel you, because going through like 3 hours of footage and trying to find all the funny stuff, and then cutting them and say, "Oh, okay, this looks good together." It's a lot of work.
Was it in the first hour and a half or the last hour and a half?
Exactly. Yeah.
Fuck. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of lessons to be learned as a content creator. But
for sure. For
I think
sure.
overall it does encourage you to be a better person.
Definitely.
Might not apply to everyone, but
Yeah.
like if you're very shallow, it becomes very obvious. If you're very driven by the wrong things, you know, you're as see through as a window.
Yeah.
Um, and I think having the audience there can kind of help you learn a bit about yourself. Like, it's kind of the message I've got from other YouTubers or streamers even I've talked to. They kind of want to be better for the audience to try to give an example. You ever feel that, Joey?
Like you want to be like, sorry, like what exactly? What
Like,
like?
yeah, you want to be better, like for your stream. Like, you don't want to be a douchebag on stream.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, you want to be the. I always want to be the best like version of me to people because I feel
Yeah,
like that's what would attract people. The like happy, go lucky, laughing, whatever. It's just silly. Like a lot of like I say your mom jokes all the time because I'm just it's just the silliness of me, and that's what I like to try to attract. When I was playing Warzone and I was frustrated, I was just swearing and not attractive to anything. So that's why I stopped that. So yeah, you want to be your best for your audience, for so many different reasons.
yeah. Man, the yo mama jokes. It's like low hanging fruit. You gotta pick it.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that's why I think you make a great commenter or commentator.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah.
Man, I don't like. You probably got comments about that too, because when I know you have like one stream there on WrestleMania, it's like 100 and something thousand views, which is insane. And like the commentary is just ridiculous. It's just hilarious, and it's no wonder it got as many views as it did. And with other ones that got like 80,000 or whatever,
Yeah.
like there's something there, and I really recommend you try to find what you can do with it.
I will definitely take that. I'll definitely give it a shot because I think that's
Even in
I've
voice
been hearing it
acting.
so much. Man, that's another thing that I was like, dude, that would be a fun career. I can't do it, but that would be cool. But now with all this stuff going on, it's like, oh, maybe that would be kind of fun.
But you're in a good position with the microphone you have.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was one of my big things. Is I always wanted to sound good, no matter. Even when I first started streaming, like I used to use the Blue Yeti, which is a great microphone, but I didn't quite have the right sound that I wanted, and so I eventually upgraded, and I'm glad I did. So
Yeah. And what about the visuals? Like, what kind of webcam are you using right now?
So right now I have the Logitech, the 4K Brio. I'm not like recording in 4K or streaming in 4K or anything like that, but I was having trouble with it at first, and then I realized it's all about lighting. So now I have like a light directly on me. If you have a light directly on you, things look great. But I eventually do want to get like a digital camera as a camera for stream.
Yeah,
But
like
that's
one
something
of those cam link things.
That's exactly, yeah. So you would use the Elgato Cam link to link that to your PC so that you can use it as a webcam. And yeah, eventually I do want to do that. That was going to be one of my first investments, but now I'm noticing it's probably one of the last things I really want to get because this thing is freaking. I think it's great. Looks good. Stuff looks good. So
Well, with the lighting, you definitely have a point. This room was never meant to be a studio. Funny enough, this used to be a car garage, and it got turned into like an office, down to a
interesting.
bedroom.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, like if I look directly up, there's a light right above me, and I start
Right.
disappearing.
Yeah. Well, that's the same with here. Like I have a light up there too that I turn off because if I have it on, it really does change the entire look of everything.
There's 6 different lights up in different parts, like above, and of course, like there's no part of this room I could go to that wouldn't have one overhead. But at least here, if I tilt my head kind of forward,
it's the right way. Yeah.
I look human enough.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of mastered kind of like the downwards look.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Lighting is important, and I can't wait to move and get sweat a bit better. But until then, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I asked earlier, but we didn't really cover it. You have these aspirations to be on like YouTube or whatever, but like what other platforms have you considered, or are you just gonna hammer down with Facebook gaming?
I'm pretty much like it's recommended that you don't do this, it is recommended that you try all the platforms, do everything as much as you can, get yourself out there. But my own strategy is I'm kind of going full force into Facebook and just fully investing myself there. However, that's just for streaming purposes. That doesn't mean all my content. Like I do want to start uploading like relevant YouTube videos to my content. Like I have a whole YouTube channel. I've done YouTube before, like way before. And I've even uploaded some things recently, but I'm not really focusing on it. I do want to utilize YouTube. I really want to get into TikTok. I have some good ideas that I think would be all right. It's just a matter of doing it. And then, all the social medias are huge, like Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. Twitch, I've streamed on Twitch and I've gotten like affiliate status, but they've got some contract stipulation things that affect streaming elsewhere. So I'm just kind of not dealing with that. And
That's weird.
yeah.
That's very weird.
Yeah. But whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah. They kick you off pretty easily. Like Twitch, like you hear all the time people getting banned on Twitch for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, and it's kind of worrisome when you realize they might get banned for, I don't know, something silly, but that could be their income.
Sure.
Like I might imagine you got kicked off now. That'll be pretty rough. If I got kicked off YouTube now, I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, for sure, because that's another downside of putting all your chips in your eggs in one basket. Yeah, like if something like that were to happen, you might be out of luck because you didn't put in the work, or not you, but me specifically. I'm talking, been putting the work on, like say Twitch, to grow a following there to fall back on. So, yeah, no, for sure, that's a very real possibility.
Because my concern is, YouTube's always going to be around. Like Vimeo is not going anywhere at the moment,
right?
But YouTube's going to be sticking around. But with Facebook, I've had people on, like, Facebook comedians who said it's gotten to a point where when they would have got 200,000 views on a video, they get 15,000, or if they reckon people are just going off it, or they notice if they don't pay for any ads, they're not going to get anything. I feel like that could happen to you as well. Do you have that concern?
Yeah, that would be like an algorithm thing where Facebook just decides, oh, we're pulling your video, we're not really showing anybody else. And it's a topic. It's a huge topic you see from a lot of streamers that like at one point did have lots of viewers and now they don't because the algorithm changed and now all of a sudden no one's seeing their videos. No one's seeing live notifications. There's a whole thing. And yeah, it's a real possibility that I worry about. I mean, I've never paid to advertise anything. Like I've never paid extra to have my video pushed further. But just, I guess, trusting in the algorithm and doing things and educating yourself on how to hit it good and keep it consistent. Like I know, YouTube has its own algorithm and there's certain things you need to do to get your video on the front page, and you know what I mean? So
it changes all the time, man. Like, I don't know if you remember, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, but a lot of things in YouTube were like top 10 videos.
Yes.
I like all these like huge top 10 YouTubers. Now you go check them out now. They ain't doing too good.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. But yeah, it changes all the time. All the goddamn time. Mm-hmm. And at least with YouTube, there is some mystery to it. But Facebook is more transparent, and you can kind of figure out what's going on, which can be bad and good. Like when you, like for my friend who's comedian Steve-O, when he realized he had to pay a certain amount of money to Facebook for ads just to keep up with what he used to get, that's pretty concerning. But
that is concerning for sure. Yeah,
it looks like you're doing okay. In fairness, like
right,
I wouldn't be concerned about you at all.
Thank you, guy. Yeah,
you're doing pretty well.
That way, yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your upload schedule like at the moment? Because when I seen it, it was almost daily.
My streaming schedule?
Yeah.
So essentially, used to be Monday to Friday. I usually take Mondays and Tuesdays off, and then I would do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, around 6 p.m. Eastern, give or take an hour, depending on when my shift ends at work, because it can be different. Usually 5 or 6, and then so Saturday mornings I typically stream, and Sunday mornings, and then Monday, Tuesday are my days off. but I'm also during the day, all those days working at my in real life job.
The IRL. Yeah. And what do you do?
I'm a banker. I work basically a bank teller, customer service rep.
Excuse me.
What?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You do not look like you work in a bank. You are way too fun of an individual.
Well, I used to be this here. This will make more sense. I used for like 10 years. I was in sales. I worked at Best Buy Future Shop. So, well, Future Shop is where it started in Canada, and then Best Buy bought them and then overtook them. So, I did the whole Best Buy. I used to sell computers. I was in cell phone sales. Then I moved over to a cell phone company, did sales over there. That was like majority of like me working since I started working. And then I decided to get out of it because it was getting too much, and got into banking because I don't know. I thought I was trying to go for like a cozy 9 to 5, and sure, it's basically 9 to 5, and it's cozy, and I'm able to actually have a set streaming schedule because of it. If I didn't, I'd be working sometimes till late at night or early in the morning, because I know with sales it's always different. But I didn't realize how sales it is still kind of involved. So, and I, customer facing still. And so going all day at my job, sucking all the energy out of my mind, talking to customers all day, and then going on live and doing the same thing for other people, it can get pretty draining pretty quick, but
at least it leaves all of your creativity for your streams.
It does. It does.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it as being like the most fancy. I don't know. I can't imagine that at all. Like I couldn't imagine going to a bank and be like, Joey? Joey, is this you?
Yeah, definitely.
Joey, I swear, I just seen a guy who looked exactly like you. I'm in work. Yeah.
It's a good time though. Like the people I work with are great. Like thankfully, the people I work with are awesome. Management's great. They actually understand streaming. Like they like kind of support it. Like I sometimes tell them like, oh, I have a thing today, and like, oh, that's kind of cool. And they're not like, what is streaming? Or that's weird. Like they actually like respect it.
Yeah, that's handy. And when you, I know like you're big into computers now, but when you worked with computers, did that help in that?
Yeah. Being tech savvy helps and makes you not afraid of like programs too. Like, when you're streaming, you've got like, I know this one we're using StreamYard, and I use Streamlabs for my streaming, and I actually really, really enjoyed selling computers because of like the technology behind it. I love learning about processors.
It's so interesting.
It is, man. Like processors, RAM, motherboard, like putting them all together and what they do. And I love that stuff. I still love that stuff, but I haven't really been paying attention to it because now I'm, I don't have that much free time to, well, I mean, I do. I say I don't, but I do. But I put all of it into streaming. So. And
I seen on your Instagram, like you had a new graphics card installed. What kind of setup you got going on?
So I've got so this PC I built last year, is it now? I can't remember. Oh my god, a year or two. I think a year at least for sure. I've got the AMD Threadripper 1920X processor. The graphics card I put in was an upgrade. It's the NVIDIA 270 Super. Which is pretty decent, but man, I want one of those 30 series, man.
Yeah. What was the one that like it came out for like 1,000, and then they made one that was like 3 times better for a couple hundred? It was like the 280 or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, cool.
That's rough. That's rough if you bought that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 16 gigs of RAM. I've got one of those SSDs, the .2 whatever. Like they're like a chip.
M.2, yeah.
Yeah, M.2. That's what it is. And then I have another SSD and then a hard drive in there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty good. It's a good PC. I do want a second one. Like I play on PS5, but I really do enjoy playing on PC, especially first-person shooters. And with Call of Duty, even with my setup now, I try streaming it on a single PC, and it has a hard time. So I eventually want to do like a dual PC setup and have one gaming and then one that's streaming. So
yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, eventually. Man, they're really interesting. And like, I was listening to a podcast the other day with like a physicist, and he was talking about like quantum computing. And I don't know if you're big into that now, but That is just some crazy stuff.
I haven't even really getting into that. Sounds awesome.
Well, like a lot of current processors process at like gigabits.
Yeah.
Like the fastest and in use quantum computers are only at 50 bits,
Oh.
so they're pretty slow.
Okay.
Well, no, they're very limited, but they're incredibly fast. Like they're almost instantaneous.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, that's a
Take a
whole
look
other
at
thing.
that.
But yeah, man, with my PC, it is such a love-hate story. It is such a love-hate story. I
Yeah.
bought it off my brother-in-law, and I bought it. I paid for a bit too much for it, in fairness. But the story with it was, it was fairly old. I was looking at kind of like an AS Rock 970 motherboard, AMD FX 630 or 6300, which is like it's like entry level now. And even when I bought it, it was like, but like it was DDR3 RAM or whatever, and I had no clue what to do with it because it just started like going down and down and downhill. So I've kind of upgraded to the max, and man, the graphics card that came with it, I only had like 2 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was rough. But I've upgraded to about as far as I can go. It's got 24 gigabytes of RAM, DDR3. It's got a 1050 Ti.
Okay.
And I put an SSD in it finally. But like there's not much else I can do with it.
Yeah.
And like the
They won't
operating
even
system
support it.
was corrupted. Yeah. Like this thing lost like compatibility like the motherboard in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm dealing with like ancient technology here.
Yeah, doing what you can though. It's good.
Yeah. That's all right. That does the job. That's what I need. I can run a podcast. There you go.
There you go. That's all I need, right?
Yeah. But look, computers are crazy. You could really go up there and you could like do the whole Linus Tech Tip things and buy a $10,000 PC, or you could scrounge one together for a couple $100.
Yeah.
But PC gaming, man, that's something beautiful. Like you can go really far with it.
Yep.
Like things you get like your default experience with a console, but you could really push it with a PC, with a good PC.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're getting a couple hundred FPS and your ray tracing and all that.
I remember when 60 FPS was like, oh, it's so smooth. And now you get like 144 FPS, and you're like, that looks like butter. I love it.
Yeah, I remember playing Valheim with my old graphics card before I put in the new one, and I was in like the mid-20s on my frames. It was rough.
Oh, mid-20s.
I'm higher now. I'm in the high 40s, mid-50s.
Oh, there we go. There you go.
It's all right. And then I was talking to my friends who were there playing with me. Like I was like, oh, what kind of frames do you have, lads? And 120, 140. Like I can never win. I can never win.
No.
Yeah.
See, mine does those, like, or about 120 when I'm not streaming. But then as soon as I stream and game, it drops it to like about 60, and it's like, come on, man, just want that same thing while I'm not streaming and I'm streaming. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. PCs are, in fairness, I apologize to console players, but they are better. They are the future. Like if consoles want to survive, they gotta be a bit more like PCs.
Yeah.
Like it would be more universal at the very least.
Agreed.
Because like exclusives are the only thing keeping consoles going at the moment. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you can build a console killer PC for less than like a console, which is is pretty bad if you're making those consoles. But, like Xbox is standing on one leg at the moment. Like they've got basically no exclusives. Like PlayStation's going to be around for a while.
Yeah,
Xbox not so much.
Xbox
finally lost that console war.
I was gonna say they're like just hanging on. Yeah, they lost that.
Yeah, they finally lost. I gave in. I bought one because that's like we've had one since the original one. So
right on.
And the second I bought it, dude, and the second it turned on, I wanted the PlayStation. It was so bad.
Oh no,
it was terrible. Like it was just like it was a different shaped Xbox One. That was it. There was nothing new to it. There's nothing. Like you can't even stream onto YouTube.
What?
Like you can't stream on YouTube. Like I guess like technically like the specs were better, but the user interface and what you can do with it, It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It'll be seen the bin if I can finally get if I can get a PlayStation.
PS5 is pretty sick.
Dude, they are killing it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing
Even with like VR support now. Have you tried that yet?
Oh yeah. The original PSVR is pretty sick, and they're actually coming out with a new one. Hey, there we go. There we go. I've got the Rift S.
Oh, you lucky man.
Yeah, pretty good times on that.
Yeah. Is it good? Yeah.
It's good. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would say even that's better than the PlayStation VR, 100%.
Well, like PlayStation VR is not like proper VR.
Yeah.
In fairness, but
new one looks to be pretty good though, like the one that's coming out.
Oh yeah. Would you be big into VR?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy on the other day, and I got super deep. We started talking about like death and all that. And,
yeah.
Like I pointed out this thing behind me, and we were talking about simulation theory. He's like, ever since putting one of these things on, I'm way more convinced on it.
Right?
Because
like it's
I
not
can go
a
in
gimmick,
that thing and
man.
forget a minute.
Right? Exactly. And then you take it off, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. No, there's so many games that are like out that you can just get lost in. It's freaking. I love it. It's great.
Got any favorite VR games? Skyrim VR.
I haven't tried Skyrim VR. I've had it for like ever, and I haven't tried it. I'm a big fan of the what's that one? Sorcery something. I can't remember. It's not really like
swords and whatever.
Blade and sorcery. Yeah, it's not like a story or anything. You're just in a world and you can like try different weapons. And I think I can be in there for hours just slicing people's heads off. Stuff. It's just too much fun. Pavlov VR is pretty cool. Tried that. Oh, there's even a battle royale called Population 1. That one's pretty sick. You're like climbing like the buildings and stuff and jumping off and like straight up like shooting people like in a VR, but in VR. That one's pretty sick.
Yeah, Pavlov's a sexy one. In fairness, that is a fine piece of of machinery there.
It's a good one.
What's like the main story based ones like Half-Life Alyx and what's the other one?
Half-Life Alyx. There's one called Boneworks.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, that one's really. My buddy Cabroni actually did a full playthrough of that. I've never played it, and it looks pretty awesome.
I had Boneworks on this and I had Pavlov, but I thought my graphics card couldn't handle it at the time. And I just uninstalled them. Like I got my refund or whatever. But it turns out like my operating system was corrupted, which was the actual problem. And I was so annoyed afterwards because it took like a couple of months to figure that out. And I have not been bothered whatsoever to try set up VR on this thing again.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this thing can handle VR.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but it can. Thankfully, it's like officially it can't support VR, but I was able to play them no problem.
Nice.
Besides the operating system, giving up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the future of gaming is cool.
And I look forward to seeing man. I'm glad
you taking part in streaming.
What's that?
I said I look forward to seeing you take part and keep streaming.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what we could do, what's next. Because I love in the WWE, but like there's so much. The future is huge with gaming.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like even like we had this conversation with Bruce Thomas, like haptic feedback suits and full body tracking and stuff. Ooh,
so dude, cool.
Like how far away realistically are we from like Ready Player One?
Pretty damn close. Like
we're really like, fucking close.
I think we are, honestly.
Like what like the maximum you could do now, like you could get an omnidirectional treadmill, maybe have like those haptic gloves and suits. You'd be pretty convincing if you're in there. But on like a high refresh rate headset, like the what's the Valve one? The Valve Index. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'd be doing pretty well.
I'd say
you could probably do it now if there was games that were like good enough to make you feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I didn't think we'd end up talking about this, but it's just crazy.
I love it. I like it.
But I look forward to seeing you stream and keep going at it. I think you're a great guy. I think we had a good old chat.
Yeah, no, you're a great guy too. Appreciate.
I really appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. If people want to check you out, where can they find you, man?
So I'm over on Facebook Gaming. So it's fb.gg/Joey Metalman, all one word, on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter at Joey Metalman. All my socials are at Joey Metalman. So if you want to find me on those, that's where I am.
I'll drop some links now in a second for your one. But yeah, man, it was a pleasure. This is like the first time we met, so I could have went anyway. But I'm glad we had to have a good conversation.
Thank you for asking me to be here, man. I super enjoyed it.
Dude, thank you for getting on with such short notice.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I normally ask like a week in advance, and I was just like, it's Wednesday.
Well, when he messaged me, I was at work, actually. And I remember I was just going through my phone. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then that's why I didn't reply like right away.
Oh, no worries.
But, yeah.
Yeah. No worries at all. Let me just get these links going. 1 second now.
Oh, you guys do have a Twitter. Perfect. I was going to tag you.
I'm just going to link to one of your old streams from Facebook because, yeah, give that a go.
That's cool.
And if people want to check you out, like you on Facebook, they can do it. But there's a lot of fucking weird stuff going on in that chat at the moment. These are a great crowd, man. I tell you, these people rock.
I recognize a few of them from James's chat.
Yeah, all the best of them come over here.
Yeah.
So do what the bot says. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure you check out Joey over here, the Metalman himself. I didn't say it earlier. One thing I love about your streams is like the heavy metal, like at the starts, like when you're just kind of hyping up the whole thing.
Being silly or air guitaring it up.
Yeah. It works. Yeah. So there you go. If people want to check you out, there's the link, and it's been a pleasure. So thanks everyone for watching, getting this far. Good luck, behave yourselves, and check out Joey.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.